It all began with my art, or what I thought was art. I was a sculptor, but I didn't care for beauty like others did. I wasn't interested in the smooth, graceful faces that filled the galleries. I wanted something deeper, something raw and human. I wanted to capture the truth, like the pain behind every smile, the terror hiding behind every calm expression. While other artists sculpted beauty, I sculpted emotion. My pieces looked like they were screaming, crying, begging. They said my work made people uncomfortable. They said I was obsessed with ugliness. But that wasn't true. I wasn't chasing ugliness, but I was chasing silence. I wanted something darker and so intense whenever I sculpted. I believed that when fear or sorrow became too strong, it broke something inside a person. And in that breaking, there was peace, a kind of emptiness that felt pure. I wanted to capture that in stone, but no matter how many faces I carved, I could never get it right. My studio turned into a graveyard of broken sculptures, cracked plaster, shattered eyes, mouths frozen mid-scream. Each one was a failure. Then the pressure started. It wasn't a voice, not exactly, more like a burning feeling behind my eyes whenever I looked at someone too happy, too confident, too alive. The thought came like lightning, the thought of erasing the person face, silencing it and to remake it perfect. At first, I ignored it. I blamed stress, lack of sleep, maybe even madness. But the thought grew stronger. I began to hate faces that showed emotion, like people laughing in cafes, talking too loudly, smiling too wide. And then came the critic. He'd written about me before, called my art a parade of death. He laughed at my sculptures, said they were soulless. I ran into him one night outside a gallery. He was drunk, smirking, proud of himself. That burning in my head returned, sharper this time, whispering the same command: erase him. I don't remember everything that happened. 1 second, he was laughing. The next, we were in the alley. I remember glass breaking, my hands shaking, the glint of my sculpting knife in the dark, then warm, sticky, heavy warmth dripping down my fingers, and perfect, endless silence. When it was over, I didn't feel guilt. I felt calm, the same calm I had been trying to carve for years. I'd finally made it. I made a perfect expression, a face free from emotion, from sound, from pain. But the fire came soon after. The struggle had knocked over a lamp. The flame swallowed everything in my hands, my skin, my face. When I woke up in the hospital, I was barely human. My lips were gone, melted into a permanent, awful grin. My eyelids were burned away. I could never close my eyes again. The doctor said I was lucky to be alive. But when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see tragedy. I saw art. My body has become what I wanted to carve. That was the night the Sculptor of Silence was born. The world was too noisy, filled with endless faces, all shouting emotions at once. It needed quiet. It needed perfection. So I started my new work. I studied people, those who smiled too much, who cried too loud, who lived too brightly. I watched them until I found the right moment, the quietest hour, when they were most vulnerable, mostly asleep. I'd move through their rooms like a shadow, my grin glowing faintly in the dark. Their peaceful faces called to me, waiting to be perfected. I'd whisper in their ear, soft as breath, "Let's make you beautiful." And then I began my work. No clay, no marble, only flesh. I sculpted their expressions into stillness, erased every trace of emotion, every hint of life. When I was done, they were silent forever. Each one was better than the last, each one closer to perfection. Now, when I walk the empty streets, I see faces that are too loud, too bright, too human, and I feel that same pressure behind my eyes again. The world doesn't understand me, but that's fine. They don't need to, because one day, all the noise will stop, all the faces will go still, and there will be only silence. Perfect, eternal silence. I'll sculpt their face. So till today, I find people that have emotional faces and sculpted it to stillness. Please like and subscribe for more stories.